If you're the type of person who loves home design and making things from scratch, this would be perfect for you. Making your own candles can be satisfying, but sometimes it can be hard to find ones that are fun and simple at the same time. Candles can be made for events, parties, presents, or just made for home design. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to make a candle from scratch, and here are the ingredients. The first thing to start off with would be soy wax. In my kit that I bought, they're using generally soy wax just because it's easier to mix essential oils with. The next thing I'm going to show you is the candle tins and the candle lids. This makes it very easy to burn the candle and have access to the wicks and everything. The next thing I'm going to show you is the fragrances. In my kit, they provide essential oils, which generally I like because I like using essential oils just for the scent and for helping things like headaches and to help prevent stress. Another thing would be the candle dye. Instead of just having generally just white wax, they provide some candle dye to make your candles look a little more fun and festive. Some other things that they provide are the candle wicks. The candle wicks are pretty long, just depending on how high you want your wick. Generally, you're only supposed to cut them to 3 to 5 millimeters above the wax once it's solidified. But here's the wicks. The next thing would be the mixing spoon and the melting pot. You're going to use this when you are melting the wax because you can't put the wax directly on into a boiling pot because it'll catch fire or the wax will evaporate. The next thing that is very, very important is the thermometer. You are going to use this to make sure that the wax is the correct temperature and at the right temperature to be able to take it out and pour it into your tin. So I'm going to start with the steps. Step 1, you're going to put water into a saucepan and place it onto the stove and bring it to a boil. And you're going to pour your candle wax into your melting pot. Then once the water starts to boil, you're going to place this into the pot and you're going to sit it and let it start melting. While it's melting, you're going to continue to stir it so it doesn't stick to the bottom. It shouldn't really be a problem generally just because the wax is melting. The next step is you're going to place the glue dots that they provide on the bottom of the candle wicks, and you're going to place them in the tin. This holds it in place, and the candle wax does not do anything to the glue dots, and it just helps keep it in place. The next thing is the centering device. The centering device is going to help keep the wicks in place when you are placing or pouring the wax into it. So that is just going to hold it in place when you're pouring it in. The next step is with the boiling of water that you have, you're going to use the thermometer to place this into the melting pot once the wax is completely melted. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the candle wax is at a temperature between 170 and 180 degrees. When I took mine out, it was approximately 174, 175. It's just to make sure I was correct and it wasn't going to be wrong. To get that to that point, I melted it for approximately 10 to 15 minutes at a medium on my stove. Generally, it doesn't really matter what you do. I didn't want to set it too high just so I wouldn't burn the wax too much. But it's up to you on how you want to burn it. The next thing would be to mix the essential oils in. Once it is at its temperature, you're going to take it out of the boiling water and place it onto a safe spot. I would put something down on your counter so you don't place a hot melting pot right on top of your counter. I just placed it on like a paper bag. So once you take it out, you're going to mix the essential oils in. You can put as much in as you want depending on how strong you want your fragrance to be in your candle. The instructions state to pour the whole thing in, but I feel like it would be too overbearing when burning it, so I put about a little less than 3/4 of it. Next, you're going to mix in the candle dye. There's all different colors in the kit that I bought just to match it. Generally, if you're doing eucalyptus, you can make it green, or if you're doing lavender, you can make it purple. It's said to put the whole entire thing in. Also, that is something that you can choose. Depending on how bright you want your candle to be, that's up to you. I did this one and I didn't put the whole entire thing in. I put about 3/4 of the bag in also for that. Then you're going to, once you pour the fragrance in and the candle dye, you're going to stir it to make sure it's completely all mixed together. And then once that happens, you're going to take your melting pot with the wax and everything in it, take your tin with the centering device and the wicks, and you're going to pour it in this side. With all that mixed together, it'll go just below the centering device, so it shouldn't touch it. You want to keep your centering device in it until it's completely solid. Once you have poured the wax and everything in it, you're going to let it sit. Generally, it took about 2 to 3 hours to completely become a solid. So I would not mess with it until about around that time. So after that, you can go ahead and enjoy. Once it's a solid, once it has become a complete solid, you can take the centering device off, and you want to cut the wicks about 3 to 5 millimeters above the candle wax. You don't want it too high because you don't want your flames to burn too high and catch anything. You don't want it also to be too low where you can't light it. Some tips on it would be, each time you burn the candle, allow the entire top layer to become a pool of liquid wax. This will help create the best fragrance, and it keeps the wick burning with a consistent flame, so it won't go out. It also helps to avoid tunneling. Tunneling is where it leaves that residue around the outside, and if you let it burn for that certain amount and get that puddle, it won't help. It will help you not have that residue. Another tip would be the melted pool of wax helps create the fragrance throw, which gives you the most strong fragrance and potent and everything, which is why 2 wicks are better than 1. For maximum results when burning the candle, burn it to 2 to 4 hours at a time and allow the wax to become a solid after you put it out. You don't want to light it, blow it out, and light it again, because then it won't burn as well the next time. This will help also maintain the life of your candle and help keep the scent strong. So in conclusion, with this being a longer process, it may take some time for others, or some others may catch on to it really quick, and it may be an easy task for some people. You are also able to use different types of oil. You don't have to use these oils that are provided. You can use oils that you have yourself at home, your favorite oils, just so it can help soothe you and help your problems. If you are wanting to try this, you can just order different kits from different places. I went on Google and typed in candle making kits, and this one popped up, and I love this one. Also, the reviews are very, very good. I also found on there that people did not use the whole thing of the oil and the whole thing of the candle dye just because it was too strong. And I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys look forward to trying this maybe in